Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Saturday, August 22nd, 2015, around 6:11 in the morning, Belleville, Massachusetts. Sun's going to come up, but it's going to be a mix of clouds and sun today, maybe an isolated thunder shower, about 20%, but still warm and muggy, highs close to A. The humidity might not break for a few more days at least. Some news to report: Boston Red Sox beat the Kansas City Royals by a score of 7-2. Mike Fritz of the Houston Astros pitched a no-hitter, and the Lowell Spinners got rained out. So doubleheader today for the Lowell Spinners. And 26 years ago today, Nolan Ryan of the Texas Rangers struck out Ricky Henderson for his 5,000th Major League strikeout. His strikeout record is never going to be broken. And 16 years ago, Mankind beat Triple H and Stone Cold Steve Austin with Jesse the Body Ventura, the referee, to win the WWE title for the third time at Target Center in Minnesota. SummerSlam 1999 will be revealed next week. And that's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is a continuation of SummerSlam reviews of the past. I've now reached WWE SummerSlam 1995 from the Civic Arena, Mellon Arena, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The main event was for the WWE Championship. Big Daddy Codizo facing off against King Mabel. Plus, they had an exciting ladder match between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon for the WWE Intercontinental title. Plus, some other great matches. There were no dark matches in this pay-per-view card, so Pittsburgh did not all the matches Pittsburgh saw, and the crowd were on the pay-per-view. And calling the pay-per-view for most of the was Vince McMahon, and most of the time his color man was Jerry the King Lawler, but for the final two matches it was Doc Hendricks, also known as Michael PSAs and stuff. I didn't really like Michael PSAs as like Doc Hendricks as an announcer and stuff like that. It was too gimmicky in my opinion, and in the mid-90s WWE gimmicks were like outlandishly stupid. The first match was Hakushi facing off against a 1-2-3 Kid. This was a great match to open up the card. Back and forth action. Hakushi wins in about 8 minutes with a dive off the tight rope. The next match was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Triple H, making his WWE pay-per-view debut, facing off against Bob Sparkplug Holly. Yeah, this was a decent matchup. Bob Holly was basically a jobber to his stars, but he gave a great effort in this match. Triple H beat him with the pedigree and for the 1, 2, 3. The next match were the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart, facing off against the Blue Brothers, Jacob and Eli Blue, who were the Blues Brothers, Ronald and Donald Harris in WCW and ECW. They eventually became Skull and 8-Ball, DOA, and they eventually became Creative Control, Patrick and Gerard in ECW and in WCW and stuff. But they were identical twins, Jacob and Eli Blue. They were managed by Uncle Zebekiah, who's also Dutch Mantel. And this match was, dominated by the Blue Brothers for most of the match, but then they accidentally collided. That got the Smoking Guns the advantage, and they did Sidewinder, and Billy pinned Jacob for the 1, 2, 3. It was, a decent match. The only tag team match on the card. The tag team champions Yokozuna and Owen Hart did not defend their titles at SummerSlam 95. I think they were slated to defend it against the LA Powers in a rematch, but Lex Luger and Davey Boy Smith, but they broke up around this point. The next match was Barry Horowitz, who was a long-time TV jobber who upset Skip on Wrestling Challenge, and then a few weeks later he beat Skip again 10 minutes. And this match he faced off against Skip again. Skip was with Sonny, and they were the Body Donnas and stuff. It was not a great gimmick for Chris Candido and stuff, but this gimmick launched Sonny to become the most downloaded celebrity on AOL in the 90s and stuff. And if Barry Horowitz won this match, he would get a full-time contract in the WWE. This was a good match until the referee got distracted, and then Hakushi comes in. Hakushi was probably going to attack Barry Horowitz, but he jumped over Chris Candido. Skip turning face, and then Barry rolled up Skip for a roll up 1, 2, 3. He gets a full-time WWE contract. The crowd goes wild, and Sonny and Skip do pouting and stuff. It was a feel-good moment for SummerSlam. Barry Horowitz winning a match on pay-per-view. Never saw this coming. The next match was for the WWE Women's Championship. It was Bertha Faye. She was a monster whipper in other than all around the world, especially Puerto Rico and Japan, but she was like a serious heel woman, heel wrestler. Then she becomes Bertha Faye, and she's with Harvey Whippleman. Harvey Whippleman has love interest to Bertha Faye. She's like an overweight comedy wrestler facing off against Alundra Blaze, the women's champion. This was a build-up for several months. Bertha Faye came to the WWE, attacked Alundra Blaze on Raw in April when she regained the WWE Women's Championship. And they've had this match right here. It was a decent match. Alundra Blaze missed a drop kick, and then Bertha Faye gives the sit-down power bomb on Blaze for the 1, 2, 3, and Harvey Whippleman goes crazy and stuff like that, and she becomes the new women's champion. After the match, they had good old JR interviewed Bertha Faye on the new women's championship, and then Harvey Whippleman says, "Get your hand off my woman." Maybe they were setting up a match with Harvey Whippleman and Jim Ross. I don't know. The next match was a casket match. It was The Undertaker with Paul Bearer facing off against Karma with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, the Supreme Fighting Machine. It was not a great gimmick. It was kind of a little rip off of an MMA fighter. That Karma had made a gold chain out of the urn and stuff. In this casket match was, a decent match in my opinion. Some of the wrestlers The Undertaker feuded in the 1990s, especially around this time period. Most of the time he had to carry these matches and stuff like that. Undertaker wins. He gives Karma his tombstone and shuts the casket. The next match was Bret the Hitman Hart facing off against Isaac Yankem DDS, another outlandish and ridiculous gimmick in the 1990s. Isaac Yankem's Glenn Jacobs, and he was a dentist and stuff, a demented dentist. It was Jerry the King Lawler's dentist. It was, an awful match, because it was Yankem's in-ring debut, and he didn't look very poorly. Bret had to carry the match. The ending had Jerry the King Lawler interfere, and Yankem and Lawler had to kind of attack Bret Hart, and afterwards Jerry the King Lawler left the broadcasting position, and then Doc Hendricks reappeared to call the final 2 matches. The next match was for the Intercontinental Championship. It was the bad guy, Razor Ramon, challenging Shawn Michaels, who was the reigning Intercontinental Championship, in a ladder match. And it was originally going to be Psycho Sid against Shawn Michaels, but interim president of the WWE, Gorilla Monsoon, wanted to change this card for the fans. Truth of the matter is, they changed this because Sid and Shawn Michaels wouldn't have been great on a ladder and stuff because of Sid's size and stuff, so they had to raise Ramon. Plus, I heard the card was so lackluster. They needed this for excitement. And this ladder match was very, very exciting. It was probably up to par as the ladder match Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon had at WrestleMania 10 and stuff, back and forth. In the ending, Shawn Michaels grabs the belt and retains the Intercontinental Championship, and afterwards Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels shook hands and stuff. I think they were teasing the bad guy turning heel in this match, which he should have turned heel because he was kind of stale as a face. Afterwards, Dean Douglas was grading the match and stuff, and then Razor Ramon and Dean Douglas get into a fight. And then the main event for the WWE Championship, King Mabel with Samoa against Big Daddy Cool Diesel. King Mabel won the 1995 King of the Ring. It was probably the worst King of the Ring winner of all time, because Mabel a few months earlier was a mid-card face tag team with Men on a Mission with Mo, that were a rapping duo, which was fun-loving and stuff like that. But Vince McMahon turned Mabel to a kind of a monster heel and stuff, and the fans didn't buy a close to 500-pound African American guy who was a happy smiling face a few months ago as a serious heel and stuff, and they were pushing King Mabel as the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. He says, "I'm a king" and stuff. It was I didn't like King Mabel's gimmick and stuff, because he wasn't that really, in my opinion. The WWE tried to make him a serious monster, but he was basically kind of like a cartoon character and stuff. And a week before this match, King Mabel and Samoa teamed with Diesel and the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith, and Davey Boy Smith said Lex Luger had a family emergency, his partner of the Allied Powers, so Big Daddy Cole agreed to be the British Bulldog's Davey Boy Smith's partner. The British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith turns heel on Big Daddy Cool Diesel and then aligns himself with Jim Cornette and stuff. And all during the broadcast, they were saying which side Lex Luger's going to be on, his partner. It was a decent match and stuff. Lex Luger comes in and he gets attacked by Diesel and stuff, and I think Luger was going to maybe turn heel, but Luger chases Samoa away, and then then Mabel gives a splash to Big Daddy Cool Diesel, and Diesel kicks out at 2, and then Diesel wins the match with a clothesline from the top rope. He couldn't get him on the jackknife powerbomb because Mabel's 500 pounds. It would have probably blew out Diesel's back and stuff. But Diesel picked 1, 2, 3 to retain the WWE Championship. There was no way in hell that King Mabel was ever going to be the WWE Champion, in my humble opinion, because if he was that, he would have probably been the worst champion of all time. And that was it for the card. What did I think about this pay-per-view card? Except for the Shawn Michaels Razor Ramon ladder match, the rest of the card stunk. This was kind of one of the lowest points of WWE history, having this card instead of 1995 was not a bad year for the WWE or professional wrestling in that matter in the United States. They almost went bankrupt. And I give this SummerSlam 1995 a D. If it was Shawn Michaels against Psycho Sid for this for the ladder match, then it would have probably gotten an F. And that's about it on that. And tomorrow I won't be reviewing any SummerSlam cards because I'm going to do a double header of fantasy booking scenarios for rebooking professional wrestling. The first one I'm going to rebook is 1993 SummerSlam with Hulk Hogan against Bret the Hitman Hart as the main event as SummerSlam 93. And the second one I'm going to rebook Lex Luger as WWE Champion. Book him from SummerSlam 1993, where he should have won the title, to WrestleMania 10. Other video blogs today will be the NFL Today on CBS, and long-time WBZ TV meteorologist Barry Burbank. I've been waiting to do a blog about him since I started these video blogs last June. Like I always say, keep calm, and I'm a Julie Brother guy. Molly Rosenblatt of Fox 35 rocks. Elizabeth Hart of Local 6 rocks and has nice legs. And Amy Swansea of Wish 2 is awesome. And in words of Vader, it's time. It's time. It's Vader time. Bye.